That Allah's intention is to make easy for us. The life become easy for us and no hardship for us. When we see the obligation of Allah upon us, like wake up in the Fajr time and you need to have a shower and then you have to have ablution before you salah, and you cannot pray without ablution. And then there are some restrictions. You cannot eat this, and you cannot eat this, and you cannot also eat this. And only you can eat those things which is halal. And also in the matter of the drinking, what should you drink, what you watch, and what you should not watch, what you do and what you should not do. So we see ourselves that there are lots of restrictions, and there are lots of obligations. What is Islam is? The Islam is about the obligations and restrictions. There are sets of obligation which we need to comply, and there are the sets of restriction which we should avoid. So in simply the Islam meanings, the do's and don'ts. You have to do something and you don't have to do something. That's Islam. Nothing else is Islam. What Allah wants us to do, we should do, and what Allah wants us to not to do, we should not do that. So the command and forbiddance. And the people sometimes, some people Allah give very good iman, they don't feel anything anymore. They are happy to follow the commands of Allah. And they are very happy also to avoid what Allah is forbidden because of their perfect iman. But some Muslims who have a weak faith, they feel lots of hardship in obeying the commands of Allah and to avoiding forbiddance of Allah. And in the Quran, Allah explained it, that whatever Allah command us and whatever Allah forbidden us, it is good for us. This morning, I was checking the statistics about the world statistics and about the Philippine statistics. So many information there. One of the information I was checking about the death. The number one cause of the death in Philippines, I checked it. The number one cause of the death in the Philippines is heart attacks. And what they mention, it is not a Muslim website. It is a non-Muslim website. And they mention it, that why the people in the Philippines has a lots of heart attacks, and most of the people, number one death in the Philippines because of the heart diseases. And they mention it in the details, that the Philippine people, they like the meat and they mostly like the pork. Yung mga tao sa Pilipinas, gusto nila karni, at karni gusto nila is baboy. That's why the most of the people, the number one cause of the death in the Philippines is heart disease. Number two is cerebrovascular disease. The brain and the connection with the heart, the vessels, the blood disease is number two. And what is the reason for that again? Pork. You can always see stroke. Why stroke? What is the reason of the stroke? Pork, baboy. So we can imagine that if the people will, in the Philippines, they become Muslim and they stop eating pork, they have a number, two largest disease will gone away from them. No heart attack, no the brain disease. And both of these disease is related to directly to the pork and also to the blood, eating of blood. Because blood has lots of cholesterol, which also causing the blood, the heart problem and the problem for the brain diseases, especially the stroke. Whatever Allah is commanding us in the Quran and through His Prophet in the Hadith, is everything good for us. Today, one of the largest cause of the people who are dying with is the cancer. Hundreds of millions of people in the world, hundreds of millions of people in the world, they have a cancer disease. Different kind of cancer. The brain cancer, the lungs cancer, the pancreas cancer, the stomach cancer, intestine cancer, liver cancer. Hundreds of millions of people, they have a cancer disease, and they don't have any cure for cancer except you go and cut the cancer, surgery. And sometimes surgery is failed because the cancer will come back again. Reoccurrence. And only the cure for the cancer today in the world, which is 100% proven by a Japanese scientist, and he got the Nobel Prize of Peace. And that cure is fasting. Because when you fast, your body has no food, and your body needs the energy, and the energy will be provided by our fat cells. Because our fat cells will burn into energy, and we can run our life because we get the energy through our fat cells. Not just the fat cells, according to the study, even our cancer cell, which is extra cell in our body, they will also burn into energy. And at the same time, the cancer cells, when they get no nutrition in 14 hours during the fasting day, they already weaken, and at the same time, they will burn into energy. So person who fasts, he can get rid of cancer. Any kind of cancer. Bismillah. By the will of Allah.